Ferguson grand jury's decision not to indict former Officer Darren Wilson was yet another slap in our face. It was a painful reminder that just like with Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice and so many others, that law enforcement officers kill our black and brown men and boys without repercussions.
All right, folks, before we get back to Michael Meyers here, I want to tell you about a great new book. It's by Newsmax contributor and political analyst Dick Morris. It's called Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation. I strongly urge you to get a copy of this #1 Amazon bestseller. Go to powergrab411.com to get your copy now, powergrab411.com. And rejoining us is Michael Meyers, President and Executive Director of the New York Civil Rights Coalition. And all right, we finished talking about the Staten Island case. Let's talk about Ferguson and go backwards. You were chuckling during the Congresswoman's little speech on the floor of the House there.
The members of the Congressional Black Chorus, as I call them, they are so bad. They are such embarrassment. They ought to know better than this racial rhetoric, but they are in love with their own voice and racial hysteria. And what they do is they feed and fan the flames of racial division. And they ought to be more responsible. You had even Congressman John Lewis, who was an icon in the civil rights history, who I believe his problem with John Lewis is his memory and his reputation is really based in the past. This is no longer the Jim Crow South. But he said before the St. Louis grand jury came out with their decision, he said if they don't indict the cop, there's going to be mass nonviolent demonstrations across the country. And he wanted mass nonviolent demonstrations. He forgot the presumption of innocence. He forgot the rule of law. He forgot due process of law.
But he also called this Emmett Till. Jesse Jackson has called this, and Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till. I mean, Emmett Till was a young boy in his bed. The racists pulled him out of his bed in the middle of the night, gave him a horrific death, dumped his body in barbed wire in the river. How is this Emmett Till? The guy beat up a cop.
And beat him to a pulp. And the Emmett Till situation were not police officers.
Right.
Trayvon Martin's situation were not police officers.
No, but not even that,
these people are lunatics. What can I tell you?
That's what I've been saying for 2 weeks.
And
lunatics.
They identify with racial rhetoric and with racial militants and hustlers like Al Sharpton. And that's why I'm telling you, nobody should be surprised by President Barack Obama's identification with Al Sharpton. He was the one with Jeremiah Wright for 20 years. And he claimed on his campaign
he was never there for those inflammatory
he was there.
sermons.
He was there like he was there at college. Look, the man knows better than this, but he doesn't have the moral courage to speak truth to power, as they say.
All right, what about Eric Holder? What damage, in your view, has he done with this Ferguson case to the country?
Well, Eric Holder has turned the Justice Department into a Justice Department of double standards. He identifies with the racial militants. They do not want to speak back to the racial militants and the racial hustlers. They invite the racial hustler. Eric Holder, Barack Obama, they are twin sisters. They're twin sisters. They believe in this racial rhetoric. And again, Obama campaigned on this. We don't have a black nation. There's no black in the United States. There's no white America. There's only the United States of America. Now, everything goes back to black. I mean, if he had a son, he'd look like Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, isn't that a racist statement?
Of course it's a racist statement.
Every black kid would look like Barack Obama? They all look the same?
It's not only racist, it's pathetic.
It's absurd, yeah.
It's absurd. But there you have it. And then you have the same thing with respect to this situation, because Barack Obama and Eric Holder, they run down there.
Well, he hasn't gone down there
yet.
No,
I don't mean run down to Ferguson.
Oh, okay.
They run down there with the militants everywhere. They call them to the White House. Let's have a session. Let's have a discussion about race on our terms.
My favorite on the networks is Van Jones, who a former Obamaite, who was all over CNN during the riots, and he kept calling them over and over for days, the rioters, the looters, the burners, a couple of knuckleheads. Great seeing you, sir. Thank you. All right, Michael Meyers, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, Give Me 5. It's all straight ahead right here on the Steve Malzberg Show.